Do you believe in UFOs? Do you believe that the UFO cover-up has gone on for way too many decades? Are you tired of waiting for someone in an official capacity to announce an official disclosure? Would you like to see a UFO and interact with one? Come join the People's Disclosure Movement. We are the People's Disclosure Movement. We are more than 1 million people all over the world who have been making contact now for 12 years. Come join us. Our next event is it's easy to make contact and to interact. We'll show you how. The People's Love Alliance is comprised of more than 1 billion human hearts who have opened to the desire for a better world. I'm sure that you're one of them. The People's Love Alliance has hundreds of millions of members making good news every day that maybe you haven't heard of. That's because the mass media does not reflect the positive transformation that is going on all around us, even now. Here are some sources of good news that will inspire you, will lift your day, and will help you to understand that a new world is being born all around us and that you're part of it. You have an active role that you can play. Come join us, the People's Love Alliance. There are many members of our ET Let's Talk and People's Disclosure Movement community who have been making interactive contact with star people for many years. On this presentation, we will continue month after month to present some of those people to you and allow them to tell you their stories of personal, direct contact. Just know that anyone can learn how to make this contact. Come join us at etletstalk.com and we'll teach you how. Meanwhile, it's my honor to present some of our wonderful members telling their stories. Welcome, Elle. It's nice to have you here.
Hello, Krista. Thank you so much for having me.
I understand that you have some CE5 ET contact experiences that you want to share with the audience. So please go ahead, take it away.
All right, thank you. Yes, so I've done CE5 quite a bit. The experience I wanted to share today was my first and only healing experience. I've heard of this happening before and I've always been amazed by it. I just wasn't expecting it to happen to me ever. I have an adult, I call her a bonus daughter. She loves to go out and do CE5s with me. And I had went down to visit her and that day. And unfortunately, I was plagued with a horrible migraine since early in the day even. And I was trying everything to get rid of it. And evening time came and nothing was working. And I was just laying on the couch. We hadn't gone outside at all to do our CE5. I just was not wanting to move. My head was hurting so bad. And she, bless her heart, she's a good listener because she has heard me tell the stories and explained a lot of what our star friends can do. And I didn't make the connection, but she did. So she had kept going outside and coming back in. Well, what she was doing was setting up Chase lounge chairs, and she put some blankets out there. And then she came up to me real quietly and said, how about we just go lay under the stars? It's quiet, it's dark, and we can just meditate. You can keep your eyes closed. And why don't we just ask our star friends if they can help you with your migraine? And then she was right. I didn't even think of that. And so I said, okay, yeah, let's go do that. And so we were laying under the stars, we were meditating, and it was so hard for me to even concentrate. I've never had a hard time before, but my head was throbbing and pounding. And I told her, honey, I'm really struggling. I don't know how much longer I can stay out here. We'd probably been out maybe 15 or 20 minutes. And she said, well, we can just sky watch a little bit. And we did. And again, it was just, I just wanted to, I just wanted to go back inside and crawl into a hole, really. My head was hurting so bad. I've had the broken neck surgeries on my spine, which is why I do have migraines. I should have started with that. But so I know when they get bad, they get bad. And so we looked at the sky a little bit. And then I said, well, we'll do one more quick little meditation. I wanted to go inside, but I kind of wanted to make her feel good too. And I felt bad she wasn't having a good experience. So we did meditate one more time. And this time she and I had asked to help with the migraine again. And of course, I always ask for help for the world and peace and love and harmony and help with my family. But as I lay there and I'm quiet and my eyes are shut, the best way I can describe it is I went from excruciating pain to this calmness came over me. And remember, I'm laying down on a Chase lounge with my eyes shut, blanket over me. It's dark, it's cold. We're the only two out there. And all of a sudden I felt in a non-threatening way, so calm and peaceful. I felt almost like two fingers touch me up here, like right behind my head. And as they touched me gently, it's like this wave of like the pain just melted away instantly, just gone. And then it touched me again, and it like a little bit lower. And then that area, that section, because a lot of my migraines start with the tension from my neck, and then the pain just released. And I laid there in shock, but happy, but in shock. And I was quiet. I didn't say anything for about a minute because I was in this almost euphoric state. Like that just, my migraine was gone. Like did that just happen? Did I just fall asleep? No, I'm awake. That just happened. And I decided to just mentally and in meditation, I was just gratitude. Thank you. And I opened my eyes and I said, Gigi, you can stay there. We'll stay in our meditative state. I'm going to explain to you what just happened to me. And I real calmly told her. And we were both just so joyous and full of gratitude. And we did some more sky watch, but that feeling, that migraine was gone. Like, I mean, it was gone. Didn't come back for, I get them about once a week or so, but it was just gone. And the manner of which it happened and how fast it happened, I've never had a migraine just poof, go away like that, never before. And so that was my healing experience. And she did say, you should be asking for permanent, your migraines to permanently go away. And I do ask for, my migraines not to come back, of course, but I feel odd asking for anything for myself because I'm always asking for help in health and healing for others. So it's not really my main goal or mission, but I in that moment, I do still feel gratitude. And it was a validation as well that they even took the time, to help me in that way in my suffering.
Wow, that is such a beautiful story on a very, personal level of how this kind of contact with star people is up close and personal. It doesn't get any more up close and personal, I guess, than that, unless they just show up in front of you. But in essence, them touching you was that, being in your space. So thank you for that story. It's another nice artifact of what people can experience when they make the contact that we talk about. Um, I know that you do a lot of work on social media as a social media advisor around a lot of fun topics, but as well in this area of contact with star people. So can you tell people a little bit about what you do and how to get a hold of you and see what you're doing out in out on the internet there?
Yeah. So I'm a content creator and I also do social media advising for businesses and individuals. And I do a lot of comedy and also dance. And I help people like coping with healing from like trauma, whatever manner they experienced it in. And you can find me I've streamlined all of my social medias for the same user ID handle. It's Ella Art Abstract. So it's ELLEART Abstract. And again, that's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy to remember. That's a smart move. Standardize everything. Okay. Thank you again for sharing. We'll have you back because I know that you continue to do Star People contact, a CE5 contact with yourself and your family. So, we look forward to some more adventures that you have and relating them to us. Thanks again, Ella.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Welcome, Gracie. It's nice to have you here today.
Hello, Costa. Good to be back. How are you doing?
I am doing fine. I'm looking forward to hearing about your very up close and personal contact story. So take it away.
All right. I guess I'll just start back at the beginning. This happened to me back when in 2016, I was a junior in high school. And I was driving. It was like 11:30 at night. I was on my way back from a friend's house, and I was driving in northern Indiana. So cornfields both sides of me on this road that I'm driving on. So there's nothing obstructing my view, And as I'm driving, I see this like star in the upper right hand corner of the windshield, and it kind of catches my eye, and I'm kind of paying attention to it, still driving. And all of a sudden, it like comes out of the sky, like down and like flies past my car. But the interesting to note here is that it was almost like, to me, it appeared in like this big ball of blue white light. And so that was my first experience seeing an actual ship, a light body, whatever we want to call it here. That was the first experience. My second experience was just a few weeks later, and I was sleeping in my childhood bedroom. There was a window at the edge of my feet and a window at the end of my head, like my headboard. And I woke up one night to what to me seemed like light shining in both of those windows. And so it was almost like I was laying, like I had a pillow under my head, and I sat up super fast, almost like and I like sit up, right? And as I'm sitting up, the light is so bright around me that I have to like put my hand up to like shield my eyes. And as I do that, I look down and I'm on this bed, and there's like 4 to 6 little gray guys just chilling. And so again, I wasn't afraid. I kind of just had this moment of like, what? And that was it. That's all I remember from that. It was just very interesting. And then I had another experience a few days later. I am on the same spacecraft that I had been on in this other experience where I'm laying on the bed and I saw the grays. And in this experience, I can see more of the ship. I can see that it's more, I'm like in this giant, like domed room. It's super bright, super clean. And in front of me, there's again, like 4 to 6 little gray guys, little gray aliens. And I know that they're about 4.5, 5 feet-ish tall. And instead of me like standing and looking down at them, it's almost like I'm sitting on the ground. It's like, and I don't know why this is important, but it was like for me to be eye level with these beings, for me, it was like this moment that I'm experiencing, that I'm remembering, like I know there must be more to it. It's just that this is the only bit of information that I personally can remember. And so these little gray guys are telepathically communicating with me, telling me that I am supposed to tell humanity that they are here to help us, that they're not here to hurt us, like they're here to help. They're like, that is your job, that's your mission. Go find whoever else you gotta go find, you know, like this is what you're here to do. And I had the sense of like, okay, got it. And then that's all I remember. But I'm like, I know there must have been more to it, you know? So I kind of forgot about all my experiences, because when I tried to talk to people about it, my parents, my family, my friends, they just thought I was, you know, kind of crazy, which is a common theme for most experiencers. But so I just never really talked about it. And then I finally got to college and I started trying to dig into my past more, and I was going through what many would call a spiritual awakening, and just trying to understand my experiences and trying to heal what I'd been through. And healing what I'd been through meant facing my experiences. Like I couldn't hide from them anymore. And so I finally had this moment of trying to understand what had actually happened to me. And I started my podcast, Outer Space Outcast, started my TikTok, and I found that other people were having similar experiences to me, or just like me, you know? And I found that there was a whole community of ET people that have had experiences, people that are interested in learning more, and that there's just, it's a massive world that I was just introduced to. And I started doing CE5 contacts in Indiana. I went to Indiana University, as you know, and I realized that people were very interested in doing ET contacts. And so I would do these CE5 contacts in Southern Indiana. And I realized that this is something that's going to change the course of our future as humans, as a planet, as one people, you know, like together, this is our next step. And it really dawned on me within the last year as I faced my experiences. I started sharing what I'd been through, realizing that other people had also been through similar things. And that brought me to where I am today, where I currently live in Arizona, and I do guided CE5 events here. My next one is early November, which is super exciting. And I continue to have my podcast, Outer Space Outcast. And from here, I just try to help aid in the disclosure movement as best I can.
That is an amazing story. And what's particularly interesting is that it was repeatable. You just didn't have a one-off, but multiple phases of probably one experience. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. How can people get in touch with you, Gracie, who maybe are local to you for one thing, as you do your events, but also on the internet? Where can they find you? And I understand, like you said, you do TikToks that are reaching a lot of people. You have a lot of followers, and they're very interesting experiences. You talk a whole lot more information than what you were able to give today there. So I recommend that people go there. So tell us how to reach you.
Yeah, I can be reached at my website, ashtarcommandgroundcrew.org. Feel free to send me an email there. I can also be reached through my TikTok, which is Gracie_H444. My YouTube channel as well is Ashtar Command Ground Crew. So there's a bunch of different places that people can get a hold of me if they would like to share stories with me. This is what I'm here to do. So very excited to be a part of it.
That's great. And I recommend that people do check that out. You've already discovered there's a community out there, and we are everywhere, actually. And so I want to thank you for opening up and sharing this particular experience. And we'll be talking to you again, I'm sure. Thanks again, Gracie.
Sounds good.